Hey everyone, in today's video we are reviewing the Tier 10 German light tank Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. This tank has been buffed again. In the past they have improved its gun handling, its aim time, as well as some other attributes, but which I don't remember because I'd lost track of how many times this tank was buffed. But with this update they have buffed the HP. Now this tank has the highest HP of a Tier 10 light tank and very close to a medium tank as it's a 1700, and there are some mediums, even tank destroyer with 1800 HP. In addition, they had buffed the gun handling on movement and rotation for the chassis, as well as they have improved the concealment by 20 meters. So this tank can now even outspot a Manticore if both tanks are moving by approximately 7 meters. And it also is the fastest light tank at Tier 10 as it goes 75. Very quick in rotation, very respectable gun, 10 degrees of gun depression. So I'm just confused at why Sheridan has never been buffed, but this tank has been buffed so many times. I kind of know the answer because Sheridan has spaced armor, so it does end up bouncing a lot of shots, which leads to increased survivability, and you end up doing a little bit more damage, which is not the case with this tank. However, you will still not outspot the camping tank destroyers just because of how camo works in our game. So I have to be careful. However, if you get maps like this, Serene, where there are no bushes, I can easily outspot tanks and rotate effectively because, as I said, 75 kilometers per hour in Tier 10 is very good. Actually, it is the best. Not so much in Cold War. So, in this map, in this game, I'm in Serene, pushed towards the 1 to 3 line to spot people camping at K3. However, there was none. Or actually at K4. So, spotted some tanks in the middle. Got some assist damage, put additional shot in Bulldog, and as you can see, this tank is just very enjoyable to play. Personally, I have mentioned in the past as well, I prefer Panzerwagen even before the update. A lot of people do prefer Sheridan just because of the higher alpha, but I think 320 alpha with this platform is workable as well. One thing I would like this tank gets is the shell, because it has low alpha but does not have enough shell, so you can't really capitalize on the hash shell, which has more pen and more alpha. Obviously it get hash for its third shell, as well as it is very nice, but because of limited shells I have to load most of the premium shells or standard APCR shells, and I have 3 hash shells loaded. So one thing, as I said, I would like this tank to receive is a shell count buff. Everything else, it's just too good. Also the tank is very heavy, so the tank goes 75. You can actually ram a lot of light medium tanks and do some serious damage, let alone light tanks or some lightly weight tank destroyers. I'm at 1700 damage, so nothing special so far. 2400 assist. It's not a very high damage game. It's basically how this tank plays after the changes, so kind of a preview of how it handles. Another downside of this tank is it is kind of top heavy, so if you run speed on this tank, or even without speed, it can kind of flip on the side if you take sharp turns, just because the tank is it is just very quick. So you have to be careful, like with any other fast tanks. Switch to heat, only had 8 shells loaded, put a shot into Tortoise. Another shot, since he's kind of by himself, I got lucky that he was moving out of position or rotating, and I caught him in halfway and managed to do some damage. Didn't manage to pen 4 heat shells for about approximately 1200 damage, but now he started rotating, and this is where kind of light tank penetration struggle comes in handy, or sorry, cost you, because I hit a little bit lower side of Tortoise, didn't pen him, then tried to pen him again, did not pen him this time, switched to APCR, and again he kind of angled and I ended up bouncing as well. Our teammate was coming, so decided to leave him for him and go for these other tanks, as I had enough share of dealing with the Tortoise. If he was kind of in the open, I could have penned him more easily. I did have EPCR, but bounced the side of Undertaker. This is another thing it's just frustrating to me sometimes when you have the side of tank and you ended up bouncing because you hit the middle part of the plate, and that would happen more in this game as well. The light tank, like all other light tanks, the standard APCR suffers from pen drop at distance way more than other tanks. You just have to keep that in mind. But Tier 10 light tanks are not what they used to be. Pre 6.2 light tanks were strong. You could outswat people just because Camouflage was passive only, which means you had to be stationary for 5 seconds. I really wish this change come back, or they do make the change where the Camouflage you have to be stationary for 5 seconds before it's activated, so that light tanks can become useful again and the TD meta slows down, because currently we have a lot of tank destroyers in the game. Not to mention most of the tank tier 10s that are released, half of them ended up being tank destroyer as well, as it is very easy for new players to play those tanks, as you just have, it's easier to trade with tank destroyers. 4200 damage, 4600 now. Our team is winning by 2 tanks. They are, however, capping. We just lost 2 of our tank destroyers and the score is now even. Waffle's kind of in the middle. Put another shot into him. Low roll by a little bit. I could have used Hesh here, but I just don't trust my Hesh on Waffle or something, especially since Waffle received the buff. And again, I also bounced him with APCR. Bounced on the side of VZ as well with APCR. As I said, not only do you have limited shells, you can suffer from these random bounces. I expected to pen those both Waffle and VZ. Maybe I know I hit some angle where it did not pen. It was an auto bounce, but it's kind of sad. It's down to 12 seconds for reload. I pushed Mantis as I couldn't get to base in time, and hoping my teammate or platoon mate will get a reset. So pushed Mantis. He penned me twice and is now reloading. Seems like a good player as he do manage to pen me. And Mantis is also a very good tank. One tank I kind of want to have at tier 8. Finally take him out. I have 6 shells remaining. Fade-in is a possibility. I was going to help my teammate on the cap, however they won. VZ got unspotted. He was going low, so move to D4 to get some info. Maybe I'll spot VZ, put some shots in the back, but he seems to have disappeared from the map. The VZ, the tank that was nerfed, actually. One of the 2 tanks I think that was nerfed with this update. One was the Minotauro. Did not really need the nerf. VZ kinda is okay, I guess. It got the nerf, but still they're more broken tanks, like the premium tanks Serene and Aviary, that deserve the nerf. VZ55 do get spotted, and he is punishing our Emil since he's distracted, providing me the opportunity to come behind him and do some damage. However, I get spotted, and he also went to the ditch. Put one shot into him. No more APCR. Left with 5 shells. Another shot into the side. Dupe ended up penning him, bringing me to 6400 damage. However, he changed or switched his priorities and is now rushing the light tank, or my tank. I could easily take 1 shot from him, but I wouldn't definitely die from the second shot, and I'm pretty sure by this time he had both shells reloaded. Waited for myself to get unspotted, and now going back to VZ again, who's still looking here, and my medium platoon mate put a shot into him, and at this point I was like, okay, I have to do some damage because otherwise the leopard would kill. And he missed his first shot. I could easily take a shot and pen him. However, there was not much HP left, and they managed to do 6800 damage. So that's it for this game. Let me know what you think about this tank now. Do you enjoy this tank playing more now, or you think it needs some more changes as well? I'll catch you on the next one.